Episode 2, The Queen's Gambit, 1558. England held its breath. A young woman, sharp of mind and unyielding in spirit, ascended the throne. She was 25 years old, and the realm she inherited was fractured and vulnerable. Religious strife boiled across the country. Protestants and Catholics eyed each other with suspicion, each fearing persecution or worse. The economy faltered, and foreign powers, France to the south, Spain to the west, watched England as one might watch a faltering prey. For many, this was a kingdom teetering on the edge of chaos. For Elizabeth, it was a stage on which to reveal the full measure of her genius. Elizabeth's first months as queen were a masterclass in diplomacy and patience. She understood that brute force or rash decisions would only fracture the fragile state further. Instead, she employed what would later be recognized as one of her greatest gifts: the ability to navigate competing forces with a combination of pragmatism, charm, and keen intellect. She enacted the Elizabethan Religious Settlement, a plan to stabilize a kingdom torn between Protestantism and Catholicism. It was a balancing act, too far one way, and she risked alienating half the nation, too far the other, and she invited foreign intervention. Yet she executed it with precision. Churches reopened under a moderate Protestant framework, while Catholic practices were allowed some tolerance, a subtle nod to unity without compromising her authority. Elizabeth's political intelligence extended far beyond domestic policy. She understood that England's survival depended on the perception of strength abroad. Rumors swirled of Spanish ambition and French plots to destabilize her reign. In response, Elizabeth strengthened England's navy, commissioning new ships and investing in naval innovations. Her famous speech to the troops at Tilbury during the threat of the Spanish Armada showcased both strategy and charisma. Standing tall, adorned in armor symbolic of her role as both monarch and defender, she addressed her soldiers. She would fight alongside them, she would not abandon her people, and she would lead with courage. The speech became legendary, inspiring generations and cementing her reputation as a leader capable of uniting a nation in peril. But Elizabeth's genius was not limited to politics and warfare. She recognized the power of culture as a tool for influence and cohesion. Her court became a beacon for artists, writers, and intellectuals. William Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe thrived under her patronage, creating works that would immortalize English literature. Elizabeth herself participated in courtly performances, masking political commentary in plays and masks, signaling her intellect while reinforcing her presence. Through culture, she not only cultivated national pride, but subtly reminded her people that she was both approachable and commanding, a monarch who understood the value of the mind as much as the sword. At the same time, Elizabeth faced personal trials. Her advisors, allies, and courtiers often sought to manipulate her or exploit her inexperience. Figures like Robert Dudley, who walked the line between friendship and political ambition, required constant navigation. Every decision, from appointments to pardons, had consequences. Every misstep could spark rebellion or conspiracy. Yet Elizabeth mastered the art of courtly power. She read the intentions of those around her with near supernatural intuition, using diplomacy, wit, and sometimes subtle threats to ensure loyalty and maintain control. The lesson here resonates even centuries later. Leadership is about balance. It is the delicate dance of power, strategy, and inspiration. Elizabeth's reign demonstrates that vision alone is insufficient. Survival and success demand intelligence, foresight, and the ability to inspire both fear and respect. Her rise in those early years shows that even in the most fractured environments, a leader can turn turmoil into opportunity, cultivating both unity and growth. Elizabeth's first decade on the throne transformed not only England, but the concept of what a ruler could be. She combined intellect, charm, and a relentless drive to preserve her kingdom in ways that would be studied for centuries. If you thought that was exciting, wait until you hear about the personal sacrifices Elizabeth made, her choice to remain single, and the tremendous pressures of her personal life that shaped the Virgin Queen into an icon of independence and power.